Hey girls, today we're going to talk about how to manage your money when you're doing lash extensions by yourself. I'm going to teach you how I did it and how I do nowadays. It did change a little bit. I'm not the best, I'm not the expert, but I think sometimes when we go to the experts, it's actually a little bit overwhelming because they have so many different steps that we don't do. And then it feels like we have so much, we have to do so much, we're so behind. And sometimes I feel like that paralyzes us. So for a long time, I also didn't do anything to manage my finance better because I felt like that. But now I feel like step by step, I'm getting a little bit better with it. So I'm gonna show you what I've done, and I'm actually gonna give you my sheets, everything I use to manage my money right now. I do a little bit of a mix. I do some manual steps and then I do some virtual steps, but I'm gonna go through all of my history because in the beginning I did everything online, but that didn't really help me that much. So the first step to be better with your finance is obviously note them down, and you have to note them down somewhere. It doesn't matter exactly where. Some people are going to be better with handwritten stuff and some people will be better with virtual stuff. The virtual part is good because you can kind of be like more automatic. You can always check it anywhere you are. You know, if you forget something or if you buy something, then you can just go back on your phone anywhere in the world that you are. If you're traveling, you can go and check and update everything. And on the beginning, I used to do my all manual. I'm gonna link in the description. I'm gonna put my sheet there for you. If you want to download, you can download it. And it's a very basic sheet, okay? But that's gonna help you at least separate like how much you're spending, how much you're earning, where they are transferring the money, who it was. You can put the dates as well. Nowadays, I figured that doing more manual, I'll actually go and write it down, because when it was virtual, it was like, oh, later I'll write on my phone. Later I'll write on my phone. And then I would never really write on my phone. So then would be like end of the month and I didn't write anyone. And then guess what? I have to sit down and then go one by one on my schedule and on my bank and checking each thing. And on paper, I just have my notebook here. I'm gonna show you. So I use this one because my mother-in-law gives to me. She always sends me like agendas and stuff like that in December for Christmas. So I figured like, oh, I should use it because it's a really cute 2026 agenda and it has all of the dates. So here I already leave open on the day. So now it's July 3rd. So already open here. I have a pen. I just write down what time they came, who came, what they did, the price, and then with a green pen, I'm gonna write how they transferred it to me. If it was like bank transfer, if it was some app, if it was cash, things like that. Sometimes I still forget because I'll be like outside and then someone sends me a deposit and then I don't write it. So I actually have to update here. Like, as you guys can see, I didn't update Tuesday is empty and then I have to update the today one. But this one at least makes me more organized, like how we'll write down. Also on the beginning of each month, I write down some business expenses. So I'll write down like, technically I have to write down like the rent, if I buy stuff, if I buy courses, or I pay my colleague here that do nails and brows, so I pay her. So I order Lashbox LA stock, stationery, cakes that I got from my clients for the anniversary, things like that. I'm gonna write it down here. And then after that, I'll calculate my monthly. And then the monthly expense I put online on a Google Sheet document, which is better than my first document that I used to use. So I can also leave it for you to download if you want to. So if first step was just writing down what you have, second step will be calculate your monthly at the end of the month. Every end of the month or maybe beginning of the next month, you calculate how was your last month and put it online somewhere in a sheet like the one I do it, for example. The next step is gonna be your payment. So right now I don't separate the payment, they all come to me, but yeah, this is the part that I suck. I mix my personal money with my business money. I know I shouldn't be doing that. I should get better on that. But like I told you guys, I'm not the expert. I'm also getting better and I'm going step by step. So right now I don't have a business account, but one thing that you can do on this third step is you can open a business account or a different account. Like, let's say you can open 2 different accounts on your name, and then the one that you keep receiving the payments, you use that one for a business, and then you use your other new account for your salary. So maybe you decide how much money you're gonna pay yourself in that month, how much do you need that month, and then try to keep it separate so you don't spend, you try to save some money on the business account, so you can reinvest or for emergencies or just invest in general. which is what I'm thinking about doing. I'm thinking about opening another account that I can use as actually my personal. Our next step will be automate payments and automate investment savings and things like that. And if you're that person that sees a message and forgets to reply to your friend, or keeps forgetting things you have to write down or add in your schedule, you're probably the person that always forgets or leave it for later to do savings, make payments. And I'm also trying to be better at that. I'm trying to be like first week of the month I do the payments that I have to do. So actually end of the month I pay my rental, and my rental is just not automated because every like 4 months it changes a little bit, because every 4 months there is an extra tax, like an extra fee that I have to pay. So that's why my payment is not automated, because it's not all 12 months of the year that's the exact same thing. So I still do that manually, but I really wanted to do it automatically. I really wanted to automate that, but yeah, a bit tricky. I guess I could automate the main amount and then just every 4 months add the little bit. I think that would be smarter. But anyways, another thing you can do is automate your savings. So if you have savings, doesn't matter how much, if you just a little bit, like $100, $500, whatever you can save, make it open an investment account and automate every month to transfer from your account to that investment. You can start small. Like it might feel like $100 is a lot, but when you start $100, I feel like it's like when we're in calorie deficit. When I start my calorie deficit, like when I'm cutting weight and I feel like, oh my God, like 100 calories less, it's so much. And then, okay, let's do 50 calories less this week. So 50 calories, after a couple of days, a couple of weeks, it doesn't feel like it's that different. So I don't even feel it anymore. And then next week I can add another, like reduce another 50 calories, for example, right? For investment, I feel like it's kind of like that. Like if you start transferring a little bit of money, like $100 every month you're gonna get used to not spending those $100. So maybe next month you can try $150, $200, and then you increase slowly and you're gonna get used to not spending that money. And then this money is actually being invested for something much better, much bigger for you, which is your retirement, investment, emergency. In my case, I want to start building my maternity leave fund, because I work by myself, so I don't have anyone to pay me if I'm on maternity leave or something like that, or if I get into an accident and like, I don't know, break my hand, for example, then I won't be able to work, right? That's why I'm very careful with my hands and my wrists. I don't want to hurt myself, because if I can work, I can earn, and then that's a big problem, because my business still needs me for 95% of the income that comes. The brows and the nails have been actually doing really good this month. A lot of people are finding us on Instagram and on the booking app that we have. So I'm really happy with how many like new people are coming in for those services, but it's still much smaller compared to my lashes. Another detail that a lot of people suffer, and I do a little bit as well, but I've been better recently, is look at your bank account more often. A lot of people follow the out of sight, out of mind mentality and feel like, oh, if I don't see the numbers, then I won't know that they're there and I'm not gonna stress about it. But that's not really the right way to do it. And again, it's something very related to like when you're trying to cut weight and people are scared of the scale. And I'm not judging you, because I'm like that too. I'm also scared of stepping on my scale and seeing the number. Just like sometimes I feel scared of opening my bank account. Not because I don't have any money there, but it's because I see how much I've been spending and I know I shouldn't have been spending that much. I know I should be saving more. It would be better for me to be saving more than spending that money on things that I don't really need. But you cannot do that. You have to get used to it. And the more you look and open your bank account, if you never open your bank account, start opening every day or as often as you can remember, just so you get used to that money. And then when you start like seeing the money going up, you're gonna feel better about yourself. And when you think about spending it, you might feel more like, do I really need this? Because I'm feeling pretty good about that number that is my bank account. And you probably stop spending money on things that you don't really need, like, I don't know, maybe drinks. Well, it will depend on person to person. Maybe it's like drinks, maybe it's clothes, maybe it's shoes, maybe, I don't know, so many things you can be spending your money on, right? But if it's not something you really need, if it's not something like for your health, I'm pretty sure you could be saving that money. Or even better, if you want to spend it, send it to your savings account. Send it to your investment account. But at least your money will be actually working for you. Some people believe that investment accounts are the only actual passive income, that you're actually not doing anything, right? Some people say like even some types of business is not really passive because you still have to work somehow to make that work, even though you're not directly going there or doing something actively, doing something every day. You still kind of have to like monitor or follow up or from time to time do something about it. And investment, you don't have to do anything. So that is what I'm working towards next. I have a video about adult maxing, and I don't know if it's gonna be out already, but I'm doing all the adult things I knew I should be doing a long time ago and I haven't done yet. And I'm doing it with you, showing you how I'm doing, why I'm doing this, why I'm doing that, how I'm researching things and all that. So you can do it by yourself from your house as well, or from wherever you are. So we can stop the excuses, right? Because I don't know about you, but I'm tired of excusing myself and justifying to myself like why I haven't done this. It's like silly, like, oh, I don't have time. Do you really not have time, or you just don't prioritize that? Because usually it's just because you don't, that's not your priority. And if that's not your priority, then you're never gonna get it done. The next thing also is kind of like part of my adult maxing series, which is the credit card that gives you miles to travel. If you need to travel, if you travel a lot to like see your family or something like that, or even if you don't travel a lot, but you want to like have some miles to like use sometime, that might be a good option for you, because some credit cards will give you some extra travel miles, so you can travel like when you go on a holiday, or you have to go see your family, or you go to like a conference or a course. You know, you can use those miles and not spend more money on tickets. Another hack that I just realized is, I haven't done it yet, but one of my clients, she works for a flight company, and these people that work for flight companies, they usually can add family and friends on their list, and the family and friends on the list are able to pay like very, very, very small amount of money for the flights. She was like complaining to me like, oh, my family and friends, they don't even use like these discounts that she can provide to them. And she was so annoyed, like they should be using it more, they should be traveling around. And I told her like, I have to pay so much money on trips. I told her, I was like, girl, if you want to do business, you come to me, because if you put me in that list, I can give you lashes for free for the whole year. Because it's ridiculous the amount that you pay when you're on those lists. You only pay for the tax. So I could be flying business class to Europe for like 2,000 Hong Kong dollars. That's like less than 500 US dollars, this one. Like 350 US dollars, something like that. I could be flying business class in an 8-hour flight. And she was like, really? I was like, yeah. She didn't even realize how expensive the tickets were, because she hasn't paid for tickets in a long time since she started working for them. So I was like, yeah, girl, it's like really expensive. So I'm like, be smart. Who are your clients? You know, maybe you have a client that also works for a flight company and they can add you in one of those lists. But she can only add the friend or family. She can only change once a year. So she already has a friend right now on the list, so she cannot add me right now. But I was like, next year, if you want to do business, if you want to save money, because right now your friend is not paying you anything, but you could be getting free lashes, so you would be saving money, and I would be able to fly business class for the first time in my life. So yeah, be like aware, maybe your friends, you know, we can always, your clients, we can, you know, there's like reels on Instagram, like of lash artists, like if I'm not on your budget, I also accept as payment, and then they put on the screen stuff that they accept, like coffees, hair appointments, tattoo, stuff like that. Because some people, they cannot afford paying you, but you can swap services with them, right? So I'll do your nails, you do my lashes, things like that, and then we both have lashes and nails done every month. Is the best of both worlds. What else can you ask? So take advantage of those things, you know, ask your clients, you know. That's why it's so good to like build these relationships, because this client, I feel like she's my friend. So if you follow all of these steps, let's recap of what you're gonna have. You're gonna know how much you're spending, how much you're earning every month, and what is your expenses. Maybe you figure out like, oh, actually I'm spending a lot of money on this thing. Maybe you can try to reduce that. Another thing you're gonna have is maybe you're gonna have your money separate, like your business money and your personal money separate, which is also very good for many reasons. You're gonna have investment account. Did you know that 48%, I think, of women, don't quote me on this, but I think it's around 48% of women don't invest, and it was scientifically proven in some study that women are actually better at investing than men because, well, I don't really know because, but I'm guessing it's because, I don't know, maybe something to do with like multitasking. Maybe we're patient, we're not that emotional with losing the money, we're more risk averse maybe, so we don't risk so much on investments. It doesn't really matter. What matters is we don't have enough women investing right now. Let's all try to change that reality because, you know, we all should be earning money and saving the money, right? We don't want to be wasting it. And if you enjoyed this video, I have the video of adult maxing. If it's not here yet, it's gonna come out really soon because I've done most of the things. I think it's more the investment account that I want to open and show you guys how I open and which one I'm investing on, just because some people are curious, and I'm also, you know, trying to learn how to do it. So I think it would be good to show you exactly how I'm doing and where I'm doing and how I'm deciding which company I'm opening with, because we're all beginners starting and we want that friend to do things together. So I'll see you on the next video. Bye.